This is Duke University.
How did you assure that the instruments were sufficiently sensitive and precise and accurate during the construction of this massive,
Yeah, that's certainly a good question, and so much energy and work goes into that. There's some way you build this equipment, and you sort of a priori know the electronics and what you've built, and you can predict how it should behave. But that's never good enough. So what we make use of is one of the particles that we know very, very well from other experiments. Okay, and you can say how we did that. But for example, the Z boson, we know its mass extremely well. And we know the Z boson decays into 2 muons. So we use our detector to measure those muons, and with a relatively simple equation, we can calculate the mass of the particle from which they came. So we use sort of standard candles of particles that we know about, and we measure their properties, and we check that we get the right answer for something we know. So in the case of the Higgs boson, we both for this particle and this particle, we can measure them extremely well, and we can make sure that we measure muons and electrons and this missing energy neutrino and calibrate our detectors. So an enormous amount of work goes into that sort of calibration.
And my second question is, what's it like to, preside over a discovery that's inherently very difficult for the general public to understand?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it sort of behooves us to do more of talks like this, and many of us try to do that, okay, to have outreach. And I mean, just talking with students, I mean, at a university, it's a perfect opportunity. I mean, we work quite hard to involve undergraduate students. It's fun for us, it's fun for the students. So we have a little local outreach. This particular thing got such a big play, as you know. I mean, I can hardly believe this, but there was some survey of how many articles and how many people read about this, and it was like 1/6 of the population of the world had some sort of article about this. I mean, so I don't know. We have to try to communicate as best we can, and it certainly behooves us to do things like you've organized here.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.